Welcome to the Drama Coach Screen Acting Update number 10. So I've been putting this one off a little bit because what I really wanted to do was an update with some new roles for myself and for Lacey and be like, yeah, it's so exciting, we've got new roles, blah, blah, blah. And I thought, why am I putting this off? The reality is we don't have any new roles yet. There's been auditions, which is exciting. But there aren't any, so why just put it off and only show the good bits? So at the moment, no new roles to report. But what we have been doing, when I started to think about it, make a list of all the things we have been doing, we've certainly kept ourselves busy. Right, so I think last update we talked about signing with an agent, and I said that in the next one I would talk a little bit more about the contract. I did a bit of research, looked at some other agencies' contracts, showed it to my husband because he seems pretty good with this sort of thing, and signed the contract almost straight away because it seemed very fair and very on par with what other agencies do. So again, I'd love to know your thoughts if you've seen differently, what sort of contracts you may have been offered, if you've been offered agency contracts. So the percentages really in my contract, I'm happy to share, it's 15% of concerts, recording or stage work, 25% of commercials or corporate or gaming videos. Excuse me, reading. Numbers don't hold in my head too well. And 20% for film and television. And with my agency, it's very fair because it's the work that they have helped you get. If you already had something, sorted, you can declare that and sort that with them ahead of time. So yeah, and my agent seems really positive, putting me forward for things, good at communicating. So that's great. So as I said, yes, there's been some self-tape auditions, but no roles yet. But I'm not letting that discourage us. If you're going into acting and you're depressed about not getting the roles, is probably not the path for you, because it's just, well, you're going to live your life depressed, I suppose. And that's not going to be the right energy to bring the roles. And I appreciate a lot of people have been waiting much, much longer than we have. And it must be really hard. And I'd love to know how people deal with that. But for now, I'm throwing myself into plenty of training, going to the Actors Expo the other week. I really enjoyed that. I found that quite inspiring. And also a little bit disappointing in a way, in that everything costs so much money. You want to be part of this and this and this, all these different packages, and you're already paying for spotlights and maybe something else. As I think I mentioned before, I love being part of WeAudition because I can read for other actors. I've done a fair bit of that this week. It's lovely to have people call you up from all over the world to use your skills to help them with their self-tapes, and look at them booking self-tapes and roles and play with different scripts. It's good for your brain, it's good energy, and they pay you to do it as well. So that's absolutely brilliant. I love being part of that. And I'll stick that link again in the, what's it called? It's not called comments, in the description. I will put the link for WeAudition in the description below because I find that really, really helpful. So I came out of the expo thinking, oh, there's all of these other communities, all of these other subscriptions that I could sign up to. And I looked at a few of them, and some of them are really good, but I can't possibly be affording to be paying subscriptions for everything that's out there. So pick and choose something that's really good for you. There's loads of free stuff out there. There's Facebook groups. Obviously, most of the free stuff, ultimately, they're going to be selling you something. So not be careful, just weigh up what it is you want to buy. At the moment, I'm reading Brian Timoney's Method Acting book, and that is incredible. You can get it on Amazon, but I do believe you can get it for free if you are interested in his acting course. Again, I will have a little look and see if there's a link I can include there. I'm loving this because it's taking me back to all my Stanislavski and Strasberg studies. I've always quite liked and enjoyed those sort of deeper acting, method acting. It's quite a lot of not negativity around method acting, but no, you don't have to go and live in a hut or become, you know, you don't have to live as that character for an entire year. There are lots of other techniques within method acting or naturalistic acting that you can do, and this actually gives you exercises that you can do as well. So I've been keeping up with some acting exercises, keeping myself fresh, and training wherever possible. Spotlight to do some great training online. I did an Irish accent course this week. It's still going to take some work before I'm ready to add that one to my repertoire, but it was really interesting to think about learning accents in general as well, and listen to somebody who really knows what they're talking about. And that sort of sprung me into other research about breaking down elocution and where we use different sounds, etc. I thought about that already as a drama teacher, but not as in depth as this. So I sort of feel like the world's opening up for research and training. And again, this is hard if you are looking after a family, holding down another job, all of the above. I appreciate that is really not easy when people say to you, I asked some advice at the Actors Expo, and the actress said to me, you know, training's the most important. That's what you need to do. And I was like, yes, I know. And I've done lots and I'm doing more and I'm doing training every day. I just can't wait to get out and actually do it and learn on the job, but I'm not going to waste this time in between. If I've got a crack of time, I'm learning, observing, practicing, training. I'm also, I think I might have mentioned this in the last one, also got really excited about signing up for an acting firearms course. It just looked and sounded fascinating, something that would be well out of my comfort zone. That would be great to have, A, the safety, of course, but B, the capability to look like I knew what I was doing handling a weapon. I thought that would be a great thing to have bagged for a character, not sort of panic when you suddenly need it. Obviously, you'll train off the back of a lot of jobs that you get, but I thought it would be another nice tool, a nice actor's bit of my toolkit to have, so I'm signing up for that. So thinking about this, I thought, I'll just sort of sketch out a day in the life of kind of what you could do if you are not acting, self-taping, or off busy doing your other muggle job, as they call it. So, as I said, going to expos and things like that are a good idea, but you don't want to come out too bogged down. You don't need to be going to those all of the time. So, books, webinars, Zoom calls. I've got a Zoom rehearsal this weekend, so that's nice. I'll be meeting other actors and rehearsing the feature film. That's exciting. So you keeping yourself busy, keeping your mind busy. You're busy line learning, you're self-taping, so that's obviously in your daily life already. But I did think quite a bit between the last update and this one about staying healthy. You want to be ready. You want to be ready for the job. I keep telling the universe I am ready for the jobs, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But, keep yourself healthy. I've drastically cut down my alcohol. Obviously, that's not relevant if you're, say, teetotal, but for me, it makes me healthier, makes me a little bit more awake. Yes, I'm battling with the Graves' disease and playing around with the medication there and try and get it lower. So I'm drinking celery juice because it's supposed to help, and it feels it helps for me. So that's to start my morning every day with the celery juice. Things like face yoga, keeping fit and healthy, going out for a jog, getting out in the fresh air, all of this for your mental and physical health. But then, of course, don't get bogged down by it. That is an awful lot you could be trying to cram into your day. So figure out what works for you and how much you can do of these things. Have I missed anything from my list? Yeah, so being healthy, active, but rest is important too. I had 2 crazily early nights this week, and again, I was very lucky that the rest of my family just let me go to bed. And after 2 really early nights, I felt so much more energized and so much better. So I guess as an actor, your body and your mind are your instrument. So you really want to look after them. And if it's telling you need more rest and you can take more rest, go and do it. And when it's not, you know, stay active. That's your brain and your body. I sound like I'm really preaching here. I don't want to be. This is advice, this is ideas, this is a reflection of my last few weeks. And I appreciate not everybody has the luxury to be able to do that. I wish I could magic more time. There's so much still to learn. I feel like heaps of life experience, but that life experience is within, you know, my bubble, my social class, my surroundings, etc. And I suppose that's where casting becomes so important, and why these days people are very much cast, or at least in their earlier roles, to what they are like in real life and the authenticity. I've done lots of reading and thinking about authenticity and what is authentic to you, and trying to be my authentic self, and think that, like, headshot should look and feel like me. Stuck it out for my friends and family to say, hey, is this how you see me? Yeah, and it's interesting. What's my point on that? Where was I going with this? Yes, so I mentioned sort of feeling ready. Again, I am so lucky and so blessed to have a fantastic friend who is a rapid transformational therapist. And she's been helping me a lot lately through RTT, and really getting into thinking about what my blocks are, and, you know, why I'm getting some auditions but not quite getting the jobs. What am I doing to stop that? And I'm a big believer that, you know, everything does come from within us. So I've been lucky to do a lot of work, and again, feel really positive and ready now for these jobs. I hope that makes sense. She's also an energy healer, so that I found that really, really interesting, to think about energy and everything as energy. I've always been told by people I meet, you know, oh, you have a great energy. I'm like, yeah, I can't help it. I just get really enthusiastic about stuff. But I mean, of course, there's stuff that doesn't excite me. Probably meeting new people when we're surrounded by things that we want to do and we love doing. So I thought it was interesting to start thinking about my own energy, other people's energy, how you come across, because ultimately we want to get to some in-person auditions, and you don't want your nerves to get the better of you and come across shy or arrogant because you're overcompensating. You know, you want to, I suppose, and it sounds crazy me giving this advice out when I'm, you know, not doing in-person auditions. It's still a lot of self-tapes, but I keep picturing it for myself and for my daughter. And obviously in the past I've held auditions, you know, as a drama teacher, and gone to auditions. So I think it would be really good to think about the energy and do some calming before an audition, or hyping up if you need that. You know, it depends where you are and where you're feeling in your energy. So that I could free myself to actually come across as my true self. I'm sure you find this, that we all have slightly different, I might have talked about this in an update before, I'm having a right old waffle today. Thought about your social masks, and this is great to think about as an actor as well, how you come across differently, or how you portray yourself in front of your family, friends, different friends, within your job. And what I really love about being an actor is that freedom to express and explore that and think about other characters. I love people watching. If you don't already do it, please do it. I mean, don't get yourself in trouble. You know, subtly people watch. But it's fascinating to look at facial expression, gesture, body language, even things as to like what that character, that person wears, or how they style their hair and how they interact with others. Again, I'm just so excited for how much the world has got to show us about acting, through ourselves, through others, through training. And I wish I could magic an extra day in the week, just to absorb all this wonderful stuff that is out there. So let's see if I can summarize that. So yes, I have a contract that I think is very fair, and I'll put the breakdowns of the percentages in the comments. yes, Lacey and I have an agent, super exciting, and I've had some auditions, some self-tape auditions. No, in all honesty, we haven't had any jobs bagged or penciled yet, but that's okay. That's real. There'd be no point me coming and doing an update and just say, oh yeah, everything's fine. We've got loads of jobs in our first couple of weeks. We didn't. So I might as well do an honest update and tell you that, and not just wait until we've got something to shout about to create an update. So we're waiting. I can't wait. Maybe I'll hop on tomorrow with another update because tonight, you know, a new job comes our way. Who knows? So keep up your training where you can and look after yourselves where you can. I'm feeling a little bit hypocritical here, giving all this advice, yet I don't have the jobs yet. But again, the mindset, I want to put myself out there. Now, my absolute dream would be to be a working actor, to have, you know, the money flowing in, the jobs flowing in, and to have that title, working actor, would be incredible. So we'll keep striving for that. So yes, I feel a little bit hypocritical saying, oh, these are the things you should do when they haven't come to fruition for me yet. So look after yourself, your mind, your body, your health, and yeah, put that training in where you can. If you love acting, then you'll love learning about acting too. I think others might criticize me and say, stop learning about it and go and do it. Yes, I want to go and do it. I'm ready to go and do it, and I will go and do it. And hopefully there will be an update super soon where I can say, hooray, this is how I did on my first job. As I said, I've got a script read through tonight. So for a job I had a little while ago. So I'm excited. I am doing it, but I want to do more. If you've got anything to share, you know, maybe you've got your first acting role, I'd love to hear about it. Yeah, I'd love to hear about people's experiences getting on set. I can't wait for that. I'm really excited for that. And again, any questions about contracts or any comments on, you know, what you're looking at in terms of contract or how you look after yourself, mind, body, training, what do you do, what would you advise, or as always, any questions, then just drop me a comment. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to an even more exciting update soon.